The lights were blinding. The crowd was screaming. The music was shaking the ground. And then everything stopped in front of 60,000 people. The Prince of Darkness himself raised his hand and silenced the world. What Ozzy Osbourne did next was never planned. It wasn't on the set list. It wasn't scripted. And it changed one dying fan's final moments forever. Backhand index pointing right before the story continues. Subscribe to our channel Voices of Darkness, like this video, and share with your friends who love real rock legends. This story deserves to be heard the night that was supposed to be the arena in Birmingham was alive in a way only rock concerts can be. Black shirts, leather jackets, raised fists, sweat, smoke, and electricity in the air. For Ozzy, it was another night on a tour that had already pushed his aging body beyond its limits. His knees hurt. His voice was raw. His hand shook slightly as he gripped the microphone. But when the lights went down and the first chord hit, the pain disappeared. Because when Ozzy stepped on stage, he wasn't an old man anymore, he was Ozzy Osbourne. The crowd roared as he emerged through the smoke, black coat flowing, iconic round glasses catching the light. The opening song thundered through the arena, and tens of thousands screamed every lyric back at him. For the first half hour, everything was perfect. Until Ozzy saw the sign to sign, and no one else at first. It was just a flicker of white in the sea of darkness. Ozzy squinted. Between raised arms and phone screens, a shaky cardboard sign appeared again, this time close to the front. Security was pushing people back, trying to keep the aisle clear. But the sign kept rising. Ozzy leaned forward, walking toward the edge of the stage. The band kept playing. The crowd kept screaming. But Ozzy stopped singing on the sign, written in thick black marker, were 6 words that didn't belong at a concert. Oh, this is why. This is my last show. Ozzy's heart skipped. He raised his hand slightly, signaling the band to lower the volume. The guitarist glanced over, confused. The drummer slowed. The music faded, and suddenly 60,000 people fell silent. The boy in the WR security finally made space. A young man was being pushed forward in a wheelchair. He couldn't have been more than 22. His body was thin, too thin. His skin pale. Tubes ran discreetly beneath his hoodie. Oxygen hissed softly at his side. But his eyes were alive. Locked on Ozzy. Tears streamed down his face as he lifted the sign again with shaking hands. Ozzy walked to the very edge of the stage. Hey there, he said softly into mic. The entire arena held its breath. The boy's voice trembled as he shouted, I'm dying, Ozzy, and you're the reason I'm still here. A sound rippled through the crowd, half gasp, half sob. Ozzy swallowed hard. The confession that broke him. Ozzy crouched down, ignoring security's protests. What's your name, mate? He asked. Daniel. The boy replied. Daniel's parents stood behind him, frozen. His mother's hand shook. His father stared at the ground, jaw clenched to keep from breaking. Daniel took a breath. I've got terminal cancer, he said. Doctors say I don't have much time. I spent most of my life in hospitals. But when I found your music, I felt strong. I felt alive. The crowd was silent except for quiet crying. Daniel continued, I told my parents if I could just see Ozzy Osbourne live once, I could die happy. Ozzy closed his eyes. This wasn't rock and roll. This was life and death. Right in front of Ozzy makes it, and Ozzy stood up slowly. He turned away from the crowd for a moment, wiping his face with his sleeve. Then he turned back. Daniel, Ozzy said, his voice cracking. No one should leave this world without knowing they mattered. He looked out the crowd. This lad came here to see a concert, Ozzy said. But tonight, this concert is for him. The crowd erupted into cheers and tears. Ozzy leaned toward security. Get him up here. Security hesitated. Protocol. Liability. Risk. Ozzy snapped. I said get him up here. The stage moment and no one will ever They lifted Daniel's wheelchair onto the stage. The light softened. Ozzy walked over and gently placed his hand on Daniel's shoulder. You okay, mate? He asked. Daniel nodded, crying openly now. Ozzy removed his microphone and handed it to Daniel. The crowd exploded. Daniel tried to speak but couldn't. Ozzy leaned in. Say whatever you want. This is your moment. Daniel finally whispered, Thank you for saving my life. Ozzy shook his head. No, son, he said. You saved mine tonight. The song that stopped Timmy. Ozzy turned to the band. Play Mama, I'm Coming Home. The first notes drifted through the arena. Ozzy stayed beside Daniel the entire time. He didn't walk the stage. He didn't perform for cameras. He sang to one person. Daniel closed his eyes. For 5 minutes, the world disappeared. Parents held their children. Strangers hugged strangers. Grown men cried without shame. When the final note faded, Ozzy bent down and hugged Daniel. Carefully, gently, like a father holding his son. What happened after Daniel was taken backstage. Ozzy canceled the rest of the show, and no encores. No complaints. Backstage, Ozzy sat with Daniel and his family for over an hour and no cameras. No press. Just people. Ozzy gave Daniel his own cross necklace, the one he wore every night. "I want you to keep fighting," Ozzy said. "But if you don't, take this with you." Daniel smiled. "I will." The news that shocked the WRLD 3 weeks later. The world learned the truth. Daniel had passed away peacefully in his sleep. His parents released a letter. "Ozzy Osbourne gave our son something no medicine ever could, peace." They buried Daniel with the cross necklace. The video that night went viral. Millions watched, not because it was a concert, but because it was humanity to Ozzy's quiet tears. At the next show, Ozzy stepped on stage wearing a different necklace. Before the first song, he spoke, "Tonight, we play for Daniel." A single spotlight shone on an empty wheelchair at the side of the stage. Ozzy raised his fist, and the crowd raised theirs. If this story touched your heart, backhand index pointing right, subscribe to our channel, Voices of Darkness, backhand index pointing right, like this video, and share it with your friends, backhand index pointing right. If you love Ozzy Osbourne, share this video and help us reach our 1,000 subscribers target now. Prove your love. Rock isn't just noise. Rock is soul. And legends never die.